Hello and welcome to this week's Top 10 Laravel and PHP Finds of the Week. It's been a great week this week for us. We had the second Laravel London event, which happened on Wednesday. We had some really good speakers. We had a new location, so we were at the Vonage headquarters. It was really nice to get those Laravel developers together and listen to the talks. We've already planned our next one, which is happening in March, and we've got two really good speakers. So if you're around London in March, on March 11th, I'll put a link in the video description. Grab yourself a ticket, and you're going to get to watch two really good speakers, Laracon speakers of the past, and should be a good event. So let's kick things off then and start off with our first post of the week. So firstly, we've got the Mostly Technical podcast. This week, Ian and Aaron, they were lucky enough to be in San Fran, where Taylor was demoing the Laravel AI SDK, and they got down to sit down with him and kind of talk through some of the things that he's been doing lately. We all know that he's been busy building this new SDK, and by the sounds of things, it's pretty impressive. We're kind of waiting for the release of this now. He's going to be talking about it a bit more at Laracon India, and hopefully he'll release it after that. He kind of talks through using Claude Code, some of the things with Laravel Cloud, that the ways that it could potentially hook up, and of course coding mud games, thing of the past. But if you're you're interested in learning more about the SDK and what Taylor's been up to, then give the podcast a listen or the video a watch. And then next up, we have a post here by, sorry if I get this name wrong, Trajici, about debugging. Now, we've all kind of used DD. I mean, we use it probably every day. I know I do. And it's a great little quick way to kind of find the problems. But of course, it has its drawbacks. So in this post, he kind of goes through debugging different flows, starting off with DD, moving on to using logs, and then he uses the Spatsy Ray tool, which is a really good tool. If you've not used it, I suggest you give this post a read, and I'm sure by the end of it, you'll be quite interested, and you'll want to go and grab yourself a copy. If you're interested in better debugging techniques, give this one a read. Next up, we have Brent then. So he's been in this post, he talks about how he turned off 5 years ago. He turned off all the kind of client-side analytics, so no JavaScript being added in to track links and stuff like that, clicks and visits, and how he's been using server-side to do that. Now, he kind of talks about how he started off with a command here that he started off with doing 30 events per second it can handle. And he walks through how he's managed to get this thing basically performing, I mean, as it says there, 11 million rows in minutes instead of hours. Is just incredible. So if you're looking for techniques to speed up massive data, like posting some massive data like he has here, there's some really good things that you can certainly take away. And it's worth a read just to see the steps he kind of went through to get to that number. Next up then, we have Christoph on the Laravel channel. Here he kind of uses Claude Code and 11 Labs to build a real-time multiplayer game. It's just quite interesting watching how he goes through prompting, designing via the AI tools to put this game together. In 30 minutes he's able to do that with real-time multiplayer. So I mean, that's quite impressive for 30 minutes. So yeah, if you're kind of early on in your AI days, it's another good one to watch. Kind of look at the prompting techniques he has and things like that. Next then we have the Laravel news. Recently they've transitioned from Forge to Cloud. So they did it in real time on a stream. Why not? So they had Joe and Leah from Laravel kind of helping them as they go through, and Eric kind of went through steps showing how it was on Forge and then moving it over to Cloud in real time. So yeah, if you've not used Cloud, this is a really nice video to watch, kind of just to show how big sites like Laravel News are being set up to handle this kind of thing. And of course then yeah, hopefully you can sign up and kind of start deploying things. Talking about deployments and infrastructure, next up we've got Steve. Now, I mean, this is one of these things that I've heard about so many times, Kubernetes, and I still don't understand it. I'll be honest with you. Give me a VPS, Docker, that's fine, but Kubernetes, I can't get my head around. And in this post, Steve, clear and concise, kind of talks you through the different terminology, pods, containers, and deployments and things like that, and breaks it down really nice and simple. So if you're interested in learning about Kubernetes and you don't know where to start, this is a really nice post, nice introduction, and hopefully by the end of it you've got something set up locally and you're able to start using Kubernetes. Next up then we got Joel with a really nice little tip here. Rule exists, doesn't work with scopes. Now this is quite an interesting one because I probably would have fallen for this without reading this post. So it's a problem that they had, and then they found a solution for it. So if you do use the rule exists and you need to add a scope, it's just not going to work out the box. So he walks through here how to do that, and yeah, it's a nice little tip. Next up is Strategy again. Now this one is another good one because obviously, again, it's on the debugging kind of things, but he's using another tool here. So he's using Laravel Nightwatch, which is another tool that we use here at Jump 24. Another really good tool, gives you like lots of great information, and it's worth using if you're not. So he kind of talks about the different problems you might have things you might not see on local versus production, like N+1 problems, caching, your different caching strategies on production that might be causing issues. So he uses Nightwatch to kind of help surface those problems and then help him easily fix them. So again, if you've not used Nightwatch and you've been interested in trying to find out more about it, a nice little post here on the kind of things that can help improve your application. Next up then, we've got Ashley with another post, another great one. So in this one, he talks about cache memo. So it's a recent method added to the cache facade and the cache helpers. So you might have lots of cache queries in your code, and he talks to you about using the memo method to help cut down on those queries. Now, that's really good because obviously the more calls you make to cache, obviously the slower things you're going to get. So if you can cut that down with cache memo, your application is going to really, it's going to help improve your application. So if you've not used it yet, Ashley goes through here in some really good detail about how to use it, some of the kind of gotchas that you could have had in the past, and why it would be a good method to use. And then lastly, we've got Gurpreet here with his get versus cursor post. Now this is an interesting one again because how many times you've just done user with something, get the results, and then loop through it. Now, this works perfectly fine on a small system, 50 users or whatever. Once you start scaling up and you're trying to pull on a database that's got hundreds of thousands of users, the performance is going to degrade. And he has a really nice way of explaining and showing the problems, and talks you through why on large systems you should be using cursor. Again, it's really nicely explained. It's well put together. So if you've never understood the differences, or you kind of want to get to know more about cursor, another nice post to read. And I'm sure, like the other post here, you'll come away having learned something. So, yeah, that's it for this week. I hope there's been something that you've enjoyed reading. If you have, please like and subscribe to the channel, to kind of get updates when the next one's out. And of course, we have got the Laravel Top 10 website now, where every week we're going to be putting these links and articles in, but also there'll be some bonus ones sometimes of potentially posts that didn't make the top 10. And hopefully by this time next week there'll be a newsletter as well, so please do check it out and get yourself signed up. Thanks for watching, and hope to see you again soon.